Michael Jordan once told me that when he gets in the zone, it feels like the rim's 12 foot wide. Is that how you're playing right now? Because it just looks like, even at one point, you kind of slipped today, but you got back in coverage. Like, it doesn't matter. You're not going to beat me. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, honestly, the game's really slowed down for me, and I feel confident going out there where I can see concepts more easy now. I can see receivers' releases and where they stem their routes, so everything's slowing down nicely.
What did it mean to you to be one of the captains with the 3 local guys out there?
It was dope, man. I mean, I feel like I said it earlier in the week that we can really inspire the youth, out here. And I feel like seeing me, Jonah, Trevin, and those guys out there playing and being captains is really fun. Really enjoyed it.
Have you guys talked about that amongst yourself, of just like how special that is?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we just always remind ourselves, like, just put on for the 702. We're the kids who get to play for the Raiders. They all dream for it, and we got to really take advantage of it.
Are you able to appreciate how well you're playing, or is it just my head's down grinding mentality?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I am as a person. It's just day in and day out. No matter have a good day or bad day, got to stay the same. Just chalk it up and go and ball out the next day. So keep moving.
Last season, kind of where you were practicing this week, kind of rediscovered your confidence. Was there a moment where that kind of clicked for you?
Honestly, I'd say I owe it to my dad. Having those talks with my father. He played 12 years in the league. Brian Kelly is the name, but he just always told me that your time will come. You don't know when, you don't know how, but just mentally be ready, because he said I had the physical tools. It was always there. But the mental part is so big to when you get in those big moments, you just know you train for this and you're ready to go. So, that's why I kind of found it.
Pete said that he didn't really see like a lot from you like during OTAs or really in the spring, and then like you just kind of flipped the switch during training camp, like really started like competing, like really showing your muscle out there. Like, what contributed to that to you?
Man, honestly, I don't really know. I just feel like sometimes you give guys more opportunities to make plays, they go out there and make plays, And I feel like I had opportunity in OTAs, no doubt about that. But I feel like things happen. I was able to get more places, play inside and outside, show some versatility. And when I, got out there and made the plays I needed to, I think the mentality was the same the whole time for me.
You mentioned waiting for your moment. How encouraging is it that, do you feel like you're in that moment, that you're there now, and just what does that mean to you after being, a little patient to get there?
Dream come true. There's nights where I didn't really know how it was going to happen. I just daydreamed like, oh, it could be this team, it could be that team. Never thought it would be the Raiders. Being back home is so blessed, and I'm just thankful. Just thankful for it. Really taking advantage of it is my main goal to do. Awesome. Thank you guys. Yep.
Walking through that INT and just overall thoughts on the defense.
First of all, defensively, I think we accomplished what we wanted to with the run early on. I think that kind of stuck throughout the game. With that interception, just dropped to my hook and just look at the quarterback and just broke on the ball.
What does that do for you at this point? Training camp, preseason, getting ready for this season. What kind of play does that help not only you but the rest of the defense?
No, it's big time. I mean, anytime you get your hands on the ball, it just boosts the confidence and just knows that, it just becomes normal, at a certain point. But this was super cool, especially my first game actually in this stadium. Was able to get a pick, so that was dope.
Plays like that in the preseason give a player momentum heading into the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, excuse me. I hope that it does. I feel really good. In this defense, I think we're continuing to feel more comfortable in it. So, anytime you can make plays like that, it only helps.
How do you feel like you are kind of molding in now with this defense and working along with the other teammates, as the stride starts to hit right before the season?
Yeah, I think it's going really well. As someone who has, multiple roles in the defense, I feel like there's certain times where I start to think a lot, and it can slow me down. But I feel like now, at where we're at in training camp and everything, and in the off season, I feel like I'm at a really good spot.
A lot was made about the tackling after that first preseason game. How do you feel like that step, you guys carried that over and improved upon that part?
Yeah, we definitely improved. The first game was atrocious, so that was a big emphasis this whole week. But I think we looked really good. I'll always go back and watch the film before I can, make a real statement about it. But I think overall, though, just fresh off of it, I think we did a lot better.
The celebration.
Yeah, it was great. I felt like I needed it personally, just to kind of get those reps in and actually feel kind of the flow of the game a little bit more. It's tough when you go out there and play a series and just like you feel like you got so much more, in the tank. But it was good getting a few more reps today. Sure.
You talked about the run defense improvement. I guess how much was that talked about this week?
It was a big emphasis. you know, from last week to practice earlier. You know, that's something we wanted to take a step with, and I believe we did that today. So, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Well, tell us, how did you feel about the tempo out there? And most importantly, when Jeremy Chinn got that pick, just like, what did that do to lift the defense and how much camaraderie between you guys?
It was awesome. You know, Chinn he's had an incredible camp, and seeing him going out there making plays and just the guys in general making plays is incredible always. So, yeah, big shout out to him.
Overall, what would you say, like, you thought about the way that the tempo went for the defense out there today in the first team reps?
It was good. You know, we really wanted to emphasize, you know, stopping the run. You know, 49ers and Coach Shanahan do a great job of, you know, running the football. So, you know, they had a couple little, you know, plays that got leaky in practice, so we wanted to fix those up, and I felt like we did that.
There's a lot of talk over the week about tackling from the first game. How do you think it finally looked in this one? How did it carry over after the conference?
Yeah, it was better for sure. I got to watch the film first, but I think we did a better job, no doubt about it. It's something we got to emphasize. You know, the first preseason game. It's never you can't really replicate that type of tempo and really tackling until you go out there and do it. So yeah, I feel like, you know, we made it a focal point, stopping the run, tackling better, and we did that.
Next 2 games. I was going to say 2 games have kind of gone down to the wire, situational football. How valuable is that, even in the preseason game, for the younger guys to kind of?
Yeah, we know there's going to be some close games. That's that's the NFL. You know what I mean? It's always going to come down to, you know, tight football games and who can finish and execute in big moments. And that's something that Coach Carroll talks about often. And we've already had 2 of them already. So yeah, you know, we just got to, you know, find ways to keep executing at the highest level when the stakes are the highest.
You guys are rotating a lot of guys along the defensive line. Obviously, I know some guys are competing for playing time, but do you feel like that's one of the deeper groups you've had since you've been here along the defensive line?
Yeah, I know. We have a ton of talent. You know, there's a lot of guys that are, you know, trying to prove themselves and continue to get better, and that's what it's all about. You know, competition brings the best out of you, and I feel like we have a lot of guys that, you know, play the game at a high level. They just got to continue moving and moving in the right direction. I feel like they're doing that for sure.
Max, what did you think? What was your reaction to that big run by Ashton? Had the move on Lenore. Just your thoughts on that play.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know, Ashton is you know, a top 10 pick for a reason. So again, to see him get a little more breathing room in the backfield was awesome. And you know, he definitely runs the ball with an emphasis for sure. And it was a hell of a run. And you know, you just see him every day show up and get better. And so, yeah, I love what that kid's doing.
Was that like you know, his first not welcome to the NFL moment, but the opposite of that, like, hello NFL, welcome to Ashton Jeanty kind of thing? Yeah,
I'm here moment. Nah, you know, he does it all the time. You know, the way he runs the ball is, you know, he's so compact and strong and twitchy in the hole. It's like, you know, that's why, you know, he had so much success at Boise. So, you know, we're really excited about him, and you know, we're looking forward to him being a big part of what we're doing.
You had a few TFLs back to back. Is that like a good oil check for a player, you know, in the preseason, or yeah? What do you make of that, Max?
For sure, you know, it's tough. You come into the preseason and you know, I know I have one drive, and you know, it's like I got to go make a play, and sometimes you press a little bit, and it's not exactly what you want. So you know, the first game I knew they told me I was getting 3 plays, and then I ended up playing a couple more, and I'm like, then I'm done. You know what I mean? So first time getting back on the field, and then today I felt, you know, even better, and being able to go and make some impact plays was awesome. You know, just being out there with the guys is what it's all about. But now it's getting closer and closer to the real thing. So definitely excited.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thoughts on how you and the Warrens?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we had some good plays. I thought we had some plays that we could have improved on. I mean, that's the reason for preseason. I think we got to continue to compete to get better. And, you know, I think this is going to be a big week for us coming up. You know, we had 2 games kind of to see where we are. So now we get a chance to, you know, really just improve on the things that we need to improve on, man. There's a lot of room for improvement. We got a long ways to go, and so I'm looking forward to getting back to work.
That chemistry with Dante Thornton Jr. seems to be getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
What do you make of just the young guys and getting on the same page?
Man, I think all of those guys, we all got to get better as a group. You know, it's about what we do collectively and how we play as 11. And so, like I said, man, to put up points on the first 2 drives, that's good. You know, we started fast, but overall, I think we can still get a lot better, and that's what we're reaching for. That's what we're searching for. Man, it fires me up just seeing him, the way that he runs. You know, he's running through people and he's not, you know, shying away from contact. I think, you know, he's going to be a really special player, like I've always said, and I think he's just got to keep working, man. There's a lot of things that he can get better at as well, but to see him, you know, in space with the ball in his hands and how dynamic he is, it was great to see.
You really spread the ball around a lot in those 2 series, a bunch of different guys with targets. Do you envision it being that way in the regular season? You guys being really balanced in that regard?
Yeah, we want to be balanced, but you know, the ball goes where the defense dictates. I'm just out there reading the defense and, you know, trying to find the open guy. So, you know, there's a lot of great players on this offense. We have a ton of weapons, and so if each guy can touch the ball, especially early, you know, get everyone involved, it really helps the team. So I think that was pretty good.
Sir, fitness this. How did you feel about the flow of the offense and the early drives that you had?
Yeah, I thought our tempo was good. I thought we got in and out of the huddle. You know, we had to take a timeout one time down there. Obviously, don't want to do that, but overall, I thought we had a really good tempo, a good pace to us. You know, I thought that the line protected great. I mean, it's been 2 games I haven't been touched once, and so those are things that I'm really happy about. But like I said, there's a lot of things to improve on, and so we got to get to work and really hone in on, you know, getting better.
How much do you think that catch by Brock really set the tone for the game and the offense?
That set the tone for sure. What a great catch it was. We kind of knew that was going to be the play going in to start, and if I get a safety on him or anybody on him one-on-one, I'm going to take that opportunity. So he made a great catch, got us all fired up. It was good to see him have that moment for himself, but, you know, like I said, we got to keep getting better.
Geno came real close to connecting with Dante on the deep throws, just a little.
Yeah, too much out front.
What do you think needs to tighten up between now and regular season?
Yeah, I just got to hit him, man. Hit him in the hands. You know, those are ones that I don't miss. And he did a great job, had a great release on that play, and I got to hit him in the hands, and, you know, everyone will go crazy. But, you know, those are things we can improve on. We'll get back to work and work on our timing and make sure that we hit those in the future.
Geno, as a veteran, how important or how impressive was it for Ashton to do what he did on that run where he bowled the guy over after getting hit and after what happened last week?
Yeah, he's super tough. You know, Ashton is a tough runner. And I think the best thing that, you know, Ashton does is that, you know, he's not shying away from contact. You know, sometimes you get got. I don't think he got today. I think he took a hit, bounced right back up, and, you know, delivered the blow on the next one. That's the type of runner he is. That's the guy we saw in college. But to see it up close and personal, man, it's hard for those guys to tackle him. And so he's just got to keep being himself, you know, and everything will be fine.
On the play where he scored, you weren't shying away from contact either. You actually helped push him in just in case it was close there on the goal line. Do you feel like that lets your guys know just how committed you are with them?
Yeah, I want to score. Yeah, I want to score every time we touch the ball. I expect to score points, and you know, especially 7. And so when we get the ball down there, especially, you know, on the 1-yard line and inside the 5, inside the red zone, we got to put up 7 points, give our team the lead. And so it was good to see him. He dropped the shoulder, you know, got in there. I didn't do much. It was all his work, and so it's good to see him get that first touchdown.
Thank you, Geno.
Thank you, guys.
Ashton, can you talk about that 13-yard gain where you kind of dropped your shoulder and did what you do basically and have been doing? But how good does that feel to be able to do that?
It feels great. You know, that's just my mentality as a runner. You know, just to set the tone early in the game.
There was a 3rd and 5. A lot of times that's a passing down, but they handed it out to you. You get 7. Do you take pride in that? Like, you can hand it to me in those situations.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Chip as our OC trusted me with the ball in my hands, you know, on a longer 3rd down right there. So in the back of my mind, you know, is to continue to gain that trust that I can go get those yards.
Ashton, you said a few weeks ago you were looking forward to showing the teammates when I asked you about that first time here moment in the NFL. Do you feel like you showed them that today? Was this that first moment?
Yeah, it was definitely today, for sure. And, you know, it takes time, you know, as a rookie, you know, to kind of, you know, gain that confidence. And, you know, I'm here, I've arrived, and, you know, it's time to keep going and make plays for this team.
Ashton, were you all concerned when you went to the medical tent?
You said what?
Were you all concerned when you went to the medical tent?
Nah, it was just a little stinger. That's the first time I ever had one, so just came out. They got to check for the concussion, but nothing serious.
That looked like a 50-50 up in the press box, or do you feel like you got the best of him on that play?
He definitely hit me pretty hard, but, I mean, I didn't go down, so I say I won that one.
How are you dealing with the physicality of this league?
I think I'm dealing with it well. I mean, I got guys like linebackers like Devin White and Landon Roberts, you know, coming in, you know, playing with physicality in practice every day. Just our defense as a whole. So I think I'm getting, you know, used to it for sure.
You played in the stadium twice already in your career with Boise, but this is the first time on the grass. How different did it play for you?
You know, it definitely felt a little different, obviously, you know, playing in the NFL. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's just football, so, you know, the same thing. But it was a lot of fun.
Did you say anything to Lenore after you got him?
Nah, man, I'll just, get back ready to play another play.
Looks like the chemistry between you and the offensive line is continuing to grow. Do you feel that took a step in the right direction today?
Yeah, definitely just continuing to grow that relationship with those guys, keep leveling them up, and, they did a great job today.
Hall of Famer Marcus Allen was at the game today, and we talked to him before. He compared you to Barry Sanders when thought of a comparison. What do you think of the comments from a Hall of Famer like that?
It's definitely great, especially from a player like him, just a great human being. But, to gain comparisons to, one of the best, obviously you love that as a running back. And, I'll continue to just, keep showing how good I am.
Think in any way that was kind of like, okay, I got that first hit and now I'm going to give it back?
Yeah, definitely. I've already took some in practice from E-Rob. He's got me a few times, but that definitely, was kind of like a little wake up, and now I got to give it back to y'all.
When you got back to the sideline after that run, what were some of the things that the coaches had said to you?
Just great job. just way to run the ball like a grown man.
What are you looking forward to most about getting back out there on regular season?
Playing the full game.
Yeah.
Being able to wear a defense down and get to the fourth quarter and make big time plays for this team.